Hey, it's Patricia. Consistency is the key, right? Well, I guess I sort of fell behind on that one. I had that plan to build a habit by doing videos for 21 days in a row. And so that I can get comfortable making them and just, kind of get a routine of it. But the weekend came, and I think it's been several days. I couldn't even tell you how many days it's been since the last video. Maybe a week. I don't know, but I got tired and like my brain kind of got blank, and I just didn't really know. I didn't have anything anything in there to share, so that was that. I was just like writer's block, speaker's block, nothing to say. But anyways, I have something to say today because I had the day of all days, right? So I live west of Portland, Oregon, and I applied for a global pass so that I won't get stuck in customs when I come back into the United States. Because the customs lines, when I come back from Haiti, the customs lines are so long. It can take an hour, 2 hours, 3 hours to get through customs. And it's hard when you're tired coming back from a trip to be stuck there for so long. So I applied for a global pass. And a global pass means that I can just come right through back into, and you just go through the quick line, global pass line, and it gives you TSA pre-check, all that fun stuff, right? So for me to do this, I had to do all the paperwork, like give them all the information about myself and all kinds of stuff. My glasses are a little dirty. All kinds of stuff about myself. And then I had to go for an interview. And the interview, I thought there were none available because, the times, the COVID times and everything's kind of weird. And so there were none available locally. So I thought I put one down for Seattle. And so I thought I was going to Seattle today. And then last night I looked at where it was and decided to put it in my GPS. And I realized it was up at the Canadian border in a town, Blaine, at the Blaine, I don't know, global entry place, right? It's so we went and drove all the way up there today, and it took us almost 5 hours, 4.5 hours, a little bit more than that, to drive up. And we left so early. I was so tired. I kept falling asleep on the way there. And then we arrived, and I went in, and it was time for me to do my interview. And I went in for my interview, and it was just like pretty easy. They asked me the same questions I'd filled out, and they're like, where do you live? How long have you lived there? What countries have you traveled in? Blah, blah, blah. There was any other last names you've used, that kind of stuff. And so I answered all my questions, and then he says, well, I made a mistake. I put someone else's fingerprints on your documents. And I was like, but what? I'm the second appointment of the day. How can this even happen? I'm only the second appointment of the day. But it happened. And I mean, there wasn't much I could do. I'm sitting there with, the policeman that's taking all my information, and I couldn't really get mad. I mean, he couldn't do anything about it. So basically, he gave me as much information as he could get, and he let me know that I would have to do the rest of it in Miami on my way back into the country. And that because all my stuff needed to go up to Washington, D.C. to get fixed. So that was a very big day. It took us, we didn't get home for about 13 hours from the time that we left. We stopped and had great Indian food in Seattle, though. We went to a place called the Saffron Grill, and it was so good. It was so good. So we went there on the way back, but it was, a long trip. I really enjoy road trips with my husband. He drove. He doesn't like me to drive. I don't know what that's all about. No, he gets car sick in the car when I drive. I don't know what I do. Other people don't get car sick in the car when I drive. But anyhow, read into it what you like. But I like him. I like him driving me around. It's really nice. Um, and I had my bag full of oils, like I'm like, oh boy, like what else do I have? What can I put in my mouth now to feel better? What can I put in my mouth now? I had my frankincense, I had my copaiba, and then I'm like, hey, we're out. There's this coronavirus. I've got my On Guard, all the different things that I was using while in the car, and it was like passing time. Anyways, it was passing time. But we sing together a lot, and I am not the greatest singer. But I do have a goal to be the greatest singer someday. Maybe not the greatest, but at least, comfortable singing. I like singing with my husband. It's fun. And we have a good time, and he sings great. He's super talented as far as that goes. He's one of those people that can pick up any music instrument, which is so irritating. Like, why are there people like that can just pick up a music instrument and play, and then other people can't? Like I took guitar lessons for years, and I couldn't get it. And I still have the goal that I'll be able to play a song someday. But, I'm such a baby about my fingers and how they feel. And being a midwife, I always say that my midwife fingers are like little eyes, and they have eyes on them. And, it would be messing up my little eyes if I play too much guitar. But anyhow, that's silly. But I think other midwives understand what I'm saying, that they can see with their fingers. But I'm sure there are plenty of guitar playing midwives that can still see with their fingers. But anyhow, we like to sing together. It's fun. And I told him on our way home, I'm like, oh, it's my goal that we're those old people someday that, because I'm not old yet, just getting there. But we're those old people someday that we like have our little thing, like we have our coffee shop down the street, or our bar down the street, or our corner, whatever, that I say, let's go make some music, let's go play a few songs. And we go down and we play our music and sing our songs together. That's like my little romantic old person fantasy of what kind of old people will be. And we did it. We've done it at Christmas before. We've sang to everyone and played music to everyone, and I love it. It's just one of my favorite things, And there are people, like I said, he's talented. He can play all the instruments, and he sings really great. And then there are people that just love to do it, like me. So, that's fun though. But it was good. That was the best part about our trip. I mean, we had really great food, and the view was beautiful. I mean, like there are parts of northern Washington that are just so gorgeous. Oh my gosh, the trees are beautiful. There's so much water up there. We got to drive through the fog, which, we haven't had as much fog down here. I guess we've had a little bit lately, but not as much. And I just loved it. It was beautiful. It was a beautiful day. And it was nice to spend time with him, especially I'm leaving and I'm going to be gone for, 10 days. And like, I was going to drive up by myself, and I didn't want to bother him. But I kept asking, are you sure you don't want to come? Are you sure you don't want to come? And I'm glad he did, because it was, would have been a long drive by myself, but also it was nice to have that extra time with him, And then tonight we came home and had dinner with my mom. My mom has been living here for some time, lots of shutdowns of employers, casinos. She works in a casino, and so she's been with us for a few months, and she's going back, leaving on Friday. And so we all had dinner together, and that was nice. And then I had a little meeting online with my doTERRA team, some of my doTERRA team, talking to them about oils and business and all the fun things we do, and telling them stories about all the fun adventures that Jennifer and I have together. Like, I always like to talk about swimming with sharks, because that's one of my favorite adventures that we've had, and I hope to do it again. I hope to return to Hawaii and swim with sharks again. We did that maybe 3-4 years ago, 3 years ago probably, we went swimming in the open ocean with One Ocean, and you can look them up on Instagram and stuff. It was very, very fun. We swam with 22 sharks in the open ocean, no cage, and just one of the many, many cool adventures that we have when we're out doing things. But this week, Jennifer and I are going to be going to Haiti together. We're going to be leaving on Friday. And we have so many projects in store. Oh my gosh, we are going to be doing so many projects. We have land, we're going to be starting a building, the clinic, we have a new birthing satellite location, we have supplies, we have to go get more supplies, we have a class of students starting, and I very much hope to swim in the ocean. I think I don't like to go to Haiti and come back home from Haiti without swimming in the Caribbean, because it's just so beautiful, and I love it, and I love spending time with my friends there. But we're going to be very busy. We're working with photographers and videographers to document a lot of the work that we're doing there, and it's very exciting. I accepted a position this week with Mama Baby Haiti as the executive director, and this will be, I guess, my first trip under that role. But I don't foresee how that will change anything that I do. I stay very busy when I'm there all the time, but it'll give me more work here in the U.S. when I'm here. So it's exciting. It's a pretty big deal. It's a fun title, executive director. And I'm actually scaling back on some of my midwifery work. So I am going to be working on moving to a part-time midwife, which I don't even really understand what that means at this point, because it's just different, you know, it's a different kind of a thing for me. And it doesn't look super part-time initially. It just looks like me not going up to Portland as much and working out here in the country, out in Yamhill County, and at our Dundee Birth Center a little bit more. And so that seems to be more what's happening. So, Odie, shh, my dog's barking. But so yeah, that'll, like, I don't know, we'll see how life changes and grows and blossoms and changes and shifts, and how much more sleep I get. But I'm excited. I'm excited to share the trip with you and all the fun things that are coming up. But yeah, so that was the day, and there's my little video. Okay, bye.